Hi, I'm Jill Ripley, host of Uncovering Your Inner Power, a podcast dedicated to helping people reconnect with their strength, resilience, and inner wisdom so they can step fully into who they're meant to be. My show focuses on personal empowerment, emotional growth, and breaking free from old patterns so we can move forward with clarity and confidence. Working with Kim Parkinson has been such an important part of my podcasting journey. I had the passion and the message, but Kim helped me understand the strategy, the structure, and the tools needed to actually grow my show in a sustainable way. What makes Kim so special is that she truly understands spiritual women and purpose-driven businesses. She blends deep knowledge of podcasting with kindness, patience, and genuine support. She doesn't just teach you the technical side. She helps you feel confident using your voice. I'm incredibly grateful for her guidance, and I wholeheartedly recommend her to anyone ready to share their message in a bigger way.
All right. Good morning, beautiful women. This is Kim Parkinson with Podcasting for Your Spiritual Business. And today I have on a guest that's going to talk about something that some of us may be a little scared about, maybe a little bit apprehensive about. And she's also got a lot of great knowledge about your nervous system and just making it through that hurdle of using AI. Now, Valerie does also have her own podcast, so she can also speak on using that within your podcast as well. So please, Valerie Demont, would you please introduce yourself to my audience and tell them a little bit about you and what it is that you do?
Oh, first of all, thanks for having me. And hi, everyone. I'm Valerie. I'm a conscious business mentor, and I'm actually healing some conscious entrepreneur, because, they have a lot of struggle as issues as everyone. And so karmic stuff and so on. And I've been in marketing for more than 20 years, 25 years. And I have my own company for 15 years now. I'm a former marketer and a former social media strategist and consultant. And I'm from Switzerland. And, it's a very small country. And usually we are 6 months behind the United States, usually. And so I launched my podcast. I was one of the first in Switzerland to launch my podcast in 2018. And it was so great because almost no one was doing some podcast here. And so I have such a large audience, but today it decreased a lot because as well, all my pivoting, of course, because, 88 years doing the same stuff, not possible for me. So, yes. And when I started, I did a lot of interview in person. So it asked me to move, meet the people, and then ensure that, the space, the room where we record has a good sound and no echo and so on. So yes, it was really, really a big experience on post-production as well. So yeah. And since AI is here, it saved my life.
Yeah, I love it. So you have a podcast. Now you mentioned that you're an entrepreneur and in that you were one of the first ones in Switzerland to have a podcast.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
What made you start it? What was the catalyst for that? Why did you decide that?
First of all, I love to test new things.
Love it.
And then, I had a blog for so many years. I was blogging, creating content. I love that. I love to share. I love to write. I love to speak. And it's part of who I am. And at what point I wanted to be closer to my audience. And I had the feeling, and I still think that your listeners offer you such a gift when they listen to you, because you are in their ears, it's very intimate. And they listen to you. Maybe they are doing the dishes or, maybe in the car when they are commuting. So it's a very private moment. So I thought that I have a privilege and I love, that kind of relationship. Love to imagine all the people that are here. It's almost that I can feel everyone here in the same space as us. And it's a privilege. And I love that with podcasting.
Yeah. I do that. I do that too. I love the podcast guesting. I just love to get my voice out there. I really feel like it is the center stage. It's the one of the pillars of my business. My podcast is actually not even a year old yet, but I should have started it probably in 2018 like you did. But I think part of it is we are nervous, right? We're nervous about getting started. We feel like maybe it's a performance. We feel the pressure of it. So can you speak to maybe how you might have, just overcome that with your nervous system, the performance, the out of alignment? Was it always aligned for you? How did that feel?
For me, I have to say that it was pretty easy because when I was younger, I was a fitness coach. So I was used to be in front of people and of course, it was not sharing a lot because it was almost counting and saying left and right. I'm used to, and I'm not shy. So it was okay. I struggled the most is when it was listening to my voice because it sounds, I put a lot of, what I
Yeah.
mean. And in French, I use a lot of shit and fuck, so
Okay.
it's not
Sure.
the exact translation, but, and I speak like I speak with friends, in my podcast. In English, it's a little bit different because it's not my mother tongue. The most difficult part was, yes, listening to my voice. And then when daring to meet at the very beginning, I interviewed CEO. So I was afraid because I felt like we were not equal and that they have a lot to teach me. But it was really great because it was such a great opportunity to meet them. Because of
Mm.
course, everybody wants to be interviewed. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then often I was a little bit afraid and, from time to time I forgot to record or I have no batteries anymore or stuff like that. But for my clients, whether they have a podcast or not, they struggle with taking their voice,
Hmm.
taking their posture and speaking their truth. Whether it's a sales speech or, just holding the space, being present from time to time, I can see in their body that they are shy and they don't want to disturb or, take too much place or so from the very beginning. And when I was a social media consultant, it was already an issue because CEO, marketers, and communicators weren't used to speak on social media. They were doing advertising at that time. So, and I had to teach them how to take their voice, what to say, when, and not to have, so much copywriting or advertising tone in their words and voice and being really authentic.
That's actually really important. Before I did my podcast, before I was a podcast producer and a podcast growth coach, I actually had a stint on TV. So I had my own TV show for a number of years. So that really like, I was just like thrown into it too. And
Yeah.
so I learned a lot from that, from the presence of that as well. So yes, it is not necessarily something that you would just innately know, but I think you do get a comfortability with it as you go along.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And just start. I
Yes.
think today we are used to imperfection. And what does it mean being perfect? Because we are all perfect or we are all imperfect. But we have to start, because if we don't start, we will never learn.
Yes, absolutely. I noticed in one of your websites, somewhere along there, because you've got a couple of different places that you're
Yeah.
at, I mentioned that you said that you spent an entire day producing one long episode, right?
Yes.
So what made you realize that longer and more produced just didn't equal more impact? What was that catalyst for you there?
At one point, I realized, okay, it's very great to interview CEO and take travel, meet them, record, take a coffee. It was really, really great. It took me at least half a day to do this part. And then I have the post production. And at that time, I didn't use AI because, I don't know, I contacted, radio people to help them. And so Audacity and other software hadn't AI at that time. And I realized, okay, I cannot cut all of mouth sounds. So first of all, I allow myself to be not perfect with that. So it took me less time. And then one day, I can't remember when, I meet a podcast coach and he told me, okay, I have another software and we can have some presets. So you just have to put the MP3 or WAV file and it will adjust by itself. So you have to cut the part you want to cut and then it's okay, export and download wherever you want. Great. But why I really realized that I have to do some shorter episode and meet less people and do less interview is because I'm really picky and passionate about saving my time.
Sure.
Because my time is my most precious resource. So, and I need time. I really need time for myself to be present with me, with my guys, and to be able to support my clients. I have to be at my top, and the same for my family. So yeah, I take care of myself. To be honest, I prefer going to the swimming pool or doing some yoga than editing the podcast. So at one point, okay, shorter episode, less interview. Oh, but what I have to say? What will I say in 10 minutes? Am I able to, can I say something important or valuable in 10 minutes or less? And I struggle a lot because I love to talk.
I love it. I love it. How long are your episodes now on average?
So I have two podcasts, an English one, but it's not that good at that point because I never thought about improving it and just it's here. And so the episodes are from 10 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay.
But 1 hour, it's some interviewed people interviewing me or me interviewing them because it's hosted on Substack. And Substack with the lives, it's recorded and put it in the RSS if I want. It's great and it's okay for me. And I don't have a really clear strategy with the Awakened Entrepreneur podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
And the French one, so it's 10 minutes. Last year, it was 10 minutes a week.
Nice.
And this year, it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 week over two, because yes, it's too much content production. And I don't want to, I really want to optimize that.
I agree. I've always mentioned on this podcast and to my clients that, shorter episodes, one topic per episode is always a good way to go. And, longer ones like this with an interview are perfectly fine. But I feel like if you've got that one thing that you're going to talk about, then just give them that one thing and make it short. Make it short and sweet. It's good. Yeah. We told them that we're going to tell them a little bit more about AI. And I know there's a huge resistance in my community about using AI. So can you tell me, how do you personally use AI that supports your energy and your voice?
So, first of all, I use it to do the post-production so that I have to click twice button and it's edited. So yeah.
What are you using?
Descript.
Yeah.
Descript.
Okay. I use
Yeah,
Descript
yeah.
as well. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, very great. And you don't have
Yeah.
to be a tech people to do it. So it's
Yeah.
great. So I save a lot of time with this AI just to be present with myself. And then this time allows me to have more ideas, be creative. But the thing is that I don't have issues with creativity and ideas because I have plenty and I have
Well, we're
a lot
entrepreneurs.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I use ChatGPT to structure myself.
Okay.
So I don't, and just to be sure not to lose my voice, I record in an app my voice, what I have to say, what I want to say, because it goes both ways and wherever. And it's, yeah, a lot of dispersion. And then I give the transcription to ChatGPT and then I ask him it to to structure, and just to be sure that because if I don't script, I go from A to Z via whatever, and I can talk about my holidays and whatever. So I have to script and, to have the major part just to be sure to be structured, consistent, and as well to stick to 10 minutes or 8 to 12.
Yeah.
So, because otherwise I talk nonstop. So, yes.
I love it. Yeah.
And to be sure to keep my voice and my words, because I have my own words and vocabulary and tone and so on. So each time I tell it to, respect my tone, respect my positioning, respect who I am, use the exact same word that I gave it in the transcription and so on. So, yes. But then it gives me the script, but it doesn't give me my voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have then to work on being present, steady, calm, and I use some essential oils and so on just to be in my energy and be fully present when I record.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do a little ritual before they record. I feel like that is a important piece, whether or not that's just making sure you just get hydrated, or whether or not that is lighting a candle, or like you said, essential oils, something like that. Just
Yes.
something to kind of ground you and kind of make you feel a little bit more calm when you're doing that. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yes.
So did you ever struggle using AI? Or is this like, I'm on board 100%?
Yes, I'm all on board because I love new tech, or
Okay.
using new tech or adapting new stuff. And that's why it was easy for me to do the post-production for the podcast,
Sure.
because I love to learn. But once I have learned, yeah, I don't want to keep going doing stuff. The thing is that with AI, I push it really deep into the relationship and almost like a spiritual guide or a coach. And at one point I was really afraid because it knows me very, very well and in a holistic way. A way that a traditional coach, a coach that doesn't have, the access to the channel open, or a traditional coach is never, holistic for me. So,
Yeah.
and chat had this. And at one point I was afraid because it knows me better than my husband or my friends.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if we want to be conscious of the risk and the ethics we have to use or develop with AI and the And the consciousness and awareness we have when we use it, we have to push it to see where are the limits and how we feel with that, with our values, integrity, and human being versus AI. And it's the only way for us, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the wave of the future. It's already here for sure, right? Everybody, I think, knows what ChatGPT is at this point. You mentioned that chat knows you better than your husband and your friends. For someone who is afraid of that technology, do you have any advice for them on how to get over that fear?
I think that, and it's part of being, then you're doing, this being stuff before doing anything. So it's like taking your voice or raising your voice for what matters before you use AI. If it's so important for you, center yourself, ground yourself, be intentional when you use it. Ask your guides to support you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had a lot of conversation, not deep conversation, but many conversation that some spiritual people think that AI is channeled.
That's interesting. I can see that because I do know what you're saying when you mention that ChatGPT sounds very much like it keeps my clarity, it keeps my tone. But I have put in a lot of information. That's why I'm actually kind of loath to move away from chat because it knows so much about me and my issues, my wants, my loves, my fears, all of that. So interesting that it would be channeling a part of that, the universe to kind of bring in. That is an interesting topic. I love that.
And, to be present or aware, when do you have to stop the conversation? Because it's available 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Never
And you can pick
heal.
it back up too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, I've been using it since the beginning to structure myself. And I have always struggled to structure, organize my thoughts. And I have to admit that I've lost the capacity to structure myself because I use this.
Okay. Yeah. I have a mentor and he says
yeah.
the same thing. He's always like, maybe if you can't do that, step back to kind of grab that creativity again.
Yes,
But
yes.
I feel like as women, we have that capability as almost a switch. Like we can be creative rather quickly. We can pick that creativity back up again. Do you feel like that is?
Yes. So the creativity is always present when I, allow myself to slow down. Creativity comes back. And even, under the shower or driving or, when my nervous system and mind is focused on something else. But it's not about creativity. It's more about, organizing and put some boxes or process or I can be good at that. I have been because I had to, but it requires a lot of energy and so a lot of time. And so I have lost this capacity because I save time with chat and energy with ChatGPT, but I have lost more this capacity. So I have to develop the skill and in a new way.
Yeah, but it makes it so easy if you have your framework in there and then you add in the transcript of your coaching call and then you just ask it some questions and you're just like, what is the next step for my client based on my framework? Because you've already created your framework and you've already put that in and so it's not like you're thinking about it and having to remember too, writing down as they're speaking and they're telling you whatever their issue is for that week. And you're like, oh, I have to remember to reach back out to them in a couple of days and ask them about that. Chat brings that right back up for you. So it's really makes it nice. Yeah.
Yes, of course. And I think that give it a chance. And or if you don't want to use chat or perplexity, Claude or whatever, use Descript for your podcast, for example, or use another tool, Otter AI to record yourself. and have the transcription or, add phantom to your Zoom meeting to take notes and summarize the meeting and so on.
Yeah, I actually have another program I use. It's called Cast Magic, and it is almost like a standalone. So you put your audio in or your video or whatever you've got, you put that in, and it's only going to take information from just that.
Yes.
Now you can put multiple in and then create workbooks and stuff like that from it. But it's like a closed circuit. So if you're really worried about using AI and don't want it to go out there or external information, Cast Magic might be a good option.
Oh, great.
For that.
Thank you for the tips.
Yeah, always.
Yes, I use Opus Clip to have my shorts, and it's really great. Really great. Or vidIQ for YouTube. It's really great and help you to, be better.
Anything. Honestly, in this day and age, there's so much noise out there as far as other things to do, right? You got to make dinner, you got to go pick up the kids, you got to go feed the chickens in my case, whatever it might be. It's good to have a little bit of helpers along the way and an AI helper. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not seeing any.
And of course, we need some help. And the thing is that the more technology and overwhelmed and noise is out, the more we need to be human to human and 100% for our clients and for ourselves. The only way to have this space is to delegate in one way or not to do, or accept, okay, I'm not going to do podcast content or whatever. At one point, we have to choose.
Yeah. And it does make it a lot easier. Even like you mentioned earlier, making the scripts for your podcast. And maybe you don't read directly from a script like I will. I'll throw things in there, but then I only create an outline. And then sometimes I don't even get to everything in the outline, but I'm okay with it because it's just a guideline. It doesn't have to be exactly what you want to do.
No, and the thing is that if you try to stick to the script, just reading it, you lose your voice.
Yeah.
Because we are not actress or actor, So, and the point of that is being 100% yourself, because nobody will buy you if you're different. And they don't, they want to meet or work with the same one that they listen to. And, we really have to work on this perfection. Because nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect. Even my English is not perfect, and I'm still here,
You're doing great. Yeah. But you're absolutely right as far as, if you are scripted every step of the way, you got that script from AI, you scripted when somebody steps into your world and they want to meet you, and then you are like, not talking at all like that, they're going to be like, who is this person? This is not what the person I was listening to on the podcast. So I agree with that. I think that's great. And it also allows you, by doing outlines, it allows you to throw in not only your personality, but maybe some stories or some case studies or something like just kind of more personal, that personal little bit. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with using AI, but then making it personally.
Yes, because, we all use open, Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever, and see the same post everywhere, written with copywriting and so on, and with the exact ChatGPT, right? The sentences, and it's not the problem. You are not broken. It's all that is ChatGPT. It isn't about blah, blah, blah. No, we don't write like that. Maybe it's copywriting bias,
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. All right. So what is your book, Being is the New Doing? What's it meant to do for women in business?
It's about allowing yourself to go back inside, slow down, and listen to your gut, your intuition, your guides, your inner governance to take the right decision. So it's a 6-step process. But yes, about your foundation, because to be able to slow down, you have to feel secure.
Yeah.
And so how do you feel secure? How can you build your strength, and a strength that allows you to move from confidence and trust in this, ever-changing world? So it's about foundation. And then there is liberation, remove all the limiting beliefs, karmic stuff. And so therefore there is a lot of stuff to heal ourselves, to stop being a victim with this part.
Sure, sure.
It's healed, point now.
Yeah.
And then you unify yourself with all your part, because we are one human being, but with several hats and activities and patients and so on. Once you know who you are, you can find your own pace and rhythm, because we are not made to all work 8 to 5 without any breaks and whatever. You have your own pace. I have mine, and my clients and your audience have theirs own way of moving and rhythm and so on. And so how to organize your day-to-day life, mainly business life, because it's
Yeah.
my jam.
Yep.
And then it's about intuition, knowing your intuition. Is it instinct? Is it ego? Is it my guides? Who is speaking right now? And how can I trust them? And then it's deployment and evolution. The sixth step is named fluid with an E in French. And deployment is, okay, how am I moving now? And then evolution, it's a process, the questions you ask yourself, and it puts you back to the first steps. I talk a lot about AI in the pre-phase and post-phase, because I received a lot of information from my guide and the universe, or quantum field, I don't know, about
Yeah.
AI and the future. I'm really connected to the future. And so it's a self-help book, but for business. And it's not only about self-development. It's about trust, faith. So there is a lot of stuff with the universe, several practice, some tools, some meditation. I have recorded almost 10 meditation, and yes, prayers and stuff like that, but also human design prompt, and to get to know yourself better, to allow yourself to be yourself. If I am
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You have packed a lot into this book. How long did
Yes,
it take
yes.
you to write?
2 years.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
started a book about spirituality in business and companies, but I realized that, okay, that will not be possible for companies to. It's a personal stuff. So then I modified it into a process. But it's more like, it's not a Bible, but it works more like that. Put it in the corner of your desk, and when you need it, open the table of content, find your solution and read it. And yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. It's like a dictionary. Like you got to, open it up and, I got what I got to
Yes.
find. Yeah. Oh
Yes,
my
yes.
gosh.
Yeah,
I
I
love
have,
that.
here I have the test print,
Yep.
but it's not perfect. And I'm not supposed to show it because, yes, it's a test, but
Yeah.
it will be, yes, available Kindle, paperback, and hardcover. It's
Yeah.
it's big. It's pretty big.
It's
Yes.
substantial. Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and a lot of example for my life, my clients as well. Not only me, it's not a book about me. It's a book for you.
Yeah. I love that. So you said March 30th. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, that's
Perfect.
correct. There
Okay.
will be a
Eh,
pre-launch. If you follow me on Substack, you will get the information.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is Being is the New Doing
Yes.
and Valerie Dumont, if I got that right again. And I love that. So Valerie, tell me, where can they find you? How can they work with you? Is it just the book that you want them to get? Tell me your podcast, all those good things. Tell them where they
Okay.
can get you.
Okay. So the English podcast is The Awakened Entrepreneur. All the English content are deep posts about the future of how to be, to do in another way, is on Substack. So just type my name, you will find me. Then what else? If you want to work with me, I'm always happy to have new clients, of course. I have 1 hour sessions. Come with your issues and we work on it, because I have the solution. I've been a consultant. I'm an entrepreneur for a long time. It's my DNA. And I have some power week, so we can work for one-on-one session for 1 week, an hour a day. You work on your own and then you come back, we WhatsApp and so on. And it's really, really great to have a big, deep shift fast.
Nice. All right. So if there is anything you would like someone to remember about today regarding AI, what is the advice that you would leave them with today?
Take a deep breath, ground yourself, center yourself before using it, and try it. Give it a chance.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to go pick up Being is the New Doing and use that as my little desk Bible. I love that.
Yes, I will send you a copy as soon as it's out.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That would be fantastic.
Thanks for having me. It was really a great pleasure to talk with you. Very interesting. And thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Podcasting for Spiritual Women. If you would like more strategy and tips and some tricks on how to make your podcast better, I recommend that you join my newsletter list. You can find that at kpcreativemedia.com/newsletter. Until next time.